Today at True Scoop, we have Mr. Dinkar Gupta, DGP Punjab, talking to us about the various challenges that Punjab is facing and also the foreseeable future of Punjab. He's heroically leading the frontline warriors and is actively participating in social and human capacity.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be with you and with True Scoop, and I have very close ties to Jalandhar also, and I'm very happy to connect with you.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, we're fighting an invisible enemy today, and foresight is everything right now. So, today we're going to ask you a few questions to understand the current standing of Punjab and envision what the new normal will look like. Sir, this pandemic has come in the times of social media. Maybe Harjeet Singh was an important campaign. How do you think social media has helped you fight this pandemic?
Social media, the most of the youngsters today, their only source of information, entertainment, news is the social media, and they don't read newspapers. They don't, look at them. Many of them may not even, look at the electronic, the TV, etc. That they don't consume at least news and information from there, and social media so their only source of information and news is social media. So it has helped us in messaging, very quick kind of messaging and messaging, fast messaging, and it has helped us connect with a whole lot of people and get our messages to them, whether it is awareness, whether about things to be the precautions, etc., etc. So in that sense, it has. So we made a lot of songs and other stuff, and we've used TikTok, and I mean people have made all these things, and so it has been quite a game changer, and it has. I think it has multiplied. It has increased the pace of our information dissemination and messaging.
Right, that's very true, sir. Social media is indeed quite important, especially for the youth. But it does come with a con, which is fake news. And we at True Scoop are also trying to get our users in a habit of fact checking and not just spreading everything that they read. And we know you've also made quite a few statements about that. So, how do you think we should treat this challenge that comes along with social media?
We've come down. Yeah, fake news has been a big nuisance, and it can rumors, fake news. It can be very. It can create panic. It can be very agonizing for a lot of people who are sitting at home, who are anyway they've been put to great inconvenience. This is like more than 40 days of curfew, and there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty because of the coronavirus and the disease anyway among people. So we've come down very heavily on this. We started a very successful campaign called Fake News Di Khair Nahi, which was pretty popular and which reached a whole lot of people. And apart from that, we've also booked people. There have been attempts at disturbing peace and communal harmony in different districts. Like in Patiala, there people have been putting videos with inciting like communal hatred and that kind of stuff, or fake news, creating panic about various things. So we've come down very heavily. We have arrested people, we have booked people, and we are very totally committed that if anyone does this kind of a thing, we'll come down very hard on them.
That's great, sir. So, changing the tone a little bit, this pandemic is quite, of course, very closely related to the medical field. And we're having to rely a lot on external resources for this. But also, one of our own cities is a medical tourism hub. And how do you think that the infrastructure and expertise in Punjab has helped fight the pandemic and also be a guiding light for others?
Punjab has done pretty well and in fighting this pandemic, and we've got a lot of support from the people. In fact, out of about 13,000 plus villages in Punjab, At one point, there were almost 88% villages which were into voluntary lockdown. So they had their barriers on, and the police worked very closely with the people in the villages, in the rural areas, as well as in the cities. So people have become very aware, and so they have gone into voluntary lockdown and all. As we speak today, almost about 82% of villages of Punjab, almost about 11,000 villages are in voluntary lockdown. As far as medical, we have a lot of medical facilities both in the private sector and in the public sector. And initially, it was the government sector. The government has ramped up its facilities to face, created a lot of isolation beds and also oxygen beds and ICU beds and level 1, 2, 3 facilities for to be preparedness, a high level of preparedness for should we move into the community transmission stage. And so a lot of preparations have gone, and a lot of quarantine facilities have also been built. And in the police department also, we have created almost more than 4,000 quarantine beds for our police personnel, some of whom have got either the suspected cases, some have tested positive also. We lost one of our officers also. And so the Punjab medical infrastructure, the health infrastructure, which is pretty substantial, and as you said, and that has been expanded, whether it is testing, etc., to deal with the whole lot of people. We are, as we today, we are, a lot of people are who were stranded in different states, in different cities of India. They are coming in. We have influx coming in Malwa area, Fadilka, etc., people coming in from Rajasthan and other states. And similarly, on the GT road, on the national highway, we are getting a lot of people who are coming into Punjab who were stranded elsewhere. So, so far so good. We've done, I think, pretty decently in Punjab at containing the spread. There have been a little setback recently, but I think we are still pretty good.
Right. So, kind of building on that, we know challenging times often help us see our strengths and weaknesses crystal clear. What do you think are some of Punjab's strengths, and also what are its weaknesses?
I think our strengths are, as I said, the people of the state, and I mean, that is a major strength where people have, as I said, they have voluntarily by now. I mean, there was an initial period, it's a very shocking kind of a thing when you have an unprecedented kind of a thing where you have a statewide curfew, and where all home deliveries are to be made, essential goods, you have to stay at home. So it causes a lot of inconvenience to a lot of people. People are suffering from various ailments. They are sick people, they are old people. So people have lost jobs, livelihoods, daily wages, people access to food, etc. So that was a huge issue, but I think we have, the people of Punjab have one, as far as awareness is concerned. The other part is also, I think, the tradition of hospitality, tradition of sharing what they have, and our social organizations, our NGOs, our religious organizations, whether it is gurudwaras, whether it is mandirs, and individuals have come out in large numbers in providing food to the poor and needy, the underprivileged, etc. So I feel the people of Punjab have risen up to the challenge. They have supported the government, which has been very, our Chief Minister Punjab has been very foresighted. And in fact, we are probably the only state in the country which went into something called lockdown plus. We went into full curfew. None of the other states, the government of India had also not clamped curfew. They had only recommended lockdown. So Punjab was the first one. Our honorable CM, he foresaw what was coming, and he thought it was important for us to go in for a very strong kind of a response to contain the spread of coronavirus. So the whole government machinery, whether it was the police, whether it was the civil administration, the deputy commissioners, the food and supplies department, and the other, everyone came together. So there has been a lot of synergy and coordination between the with different departments and wings of the doctors. I'm sorry, yeah, they should be. So they've been working very hard. The ASHA workers, the ANMs, and everyone has whether it is contact tracing, whether it is tracking, so in every which way. So those have been some of our strengths where the whole government has worked as one team, and different departments, etc. have, uh, our we had challenges. So on the minus side, we had challenges in the sense that we are a border state. We have different challenges. We also had this challenge coming in of procurement, harvesting and procurement starting from the 15th of April. So that is again something which and then we begin with some disadvantages with a lot of people, since we have a huge diaspora abroad, and we had large number of people who had come from other foreign countries, and they were staying in the cities and towns and villages of the state. So that's where it first started. But fortunately, everybody supported, everybody kind of pitched in with their efforts, and then we've so managed to keep the disease under check in Punjab.
Right. So, sir, economy, migrant labor, stuck NRIs. If you were to prioritize, what are the main challenges pertaining to this virus apart from containing the virus?
I think as you mentioned, economy is very important, and as I said, people have lost job, people have left livelihoods, and poor people have daily wages and factory labor, etc. Migrants, we have over 10 lakh people from different states who are contributing to the economy of the states, whether it is industrial labor. Jalandhar, Ludhiana has huge numbers, and so that once everything stopped, all movement of goods, supply chains have been disrupted. Raw material needs to come to the factories, etc., etc. So all that they are big challenges. So getting the economy on track, restarting the industrial units, the factories, and all so we're getting good results recently. In fact, a lot of labor had registered on the government portal to go on these special trains, etc., to other states like UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, etc. But I learned that about 30% of that labor is now not wanting to go out. So factories are beginning to start. Service sector, banks, offices, architects, chartered accountants, IT industry, etc. So the things are coming back on track. So economy is very important. Migrants are of course very important. I mean, looking after the poor. They need to get jobs. They need to work. They need to be paid. They need to send that money back home to their families back home and all that. So I think economy, migrant labor, yes, stranded people outside Punjab in India, they are our priority. They've come in. We are getting a steady influx of people coming in from all states. We are also getting our first lot of NRIs, Indian passport holders, who are compelling cases as termed by the MEA, and who want to come to Punjab. So we are looking at about 180 odd coming in by the first flight, which is coming into Amritsar on the 14th of May. So today, in about a week's time. So the flights are starting soon, and so we have over 8,000 compelling cases, which include students, which include professionals, which include migrants, which include tourists and visitors who are stuck in different countries all over the world. So the MEA tells us that there are about 8,000 plus Punjabis who are compelling cases, and the government of India is going to run special flights for them. Earlier on, we have had people going out of Punjab. We have had about 9,300 foreign nationals, maybe Indian origin, and who are foreign passport holders, but NRIs as we call them. So we have evacuated over 9,300 people of 42 countries from Punjab, including Canada, USA, UK, I mean, major countries and all. So they've gone. We have facilitated their return, their flights. They have traveled to Delhi airport. They have traveled to Amritsar airport, etc., etc. We want them to reunite with their families and all that. So we are trying as best as we can to unite families, to cause minimum inconvenience in these difficult times, and we trying to do as much as we can. Yeah.
Right. So, sir, now the $1 million question: how does Punjab plan on coming out of the lockdown, and when?
Punjab is well on its way of opening up after like almost 40 days. We had lockdown 1.0 till the 20th of April. Then we had lockdown 2.0 till the 3rd, and now we have a new regime. So we are moving in sync with the government of India, the regime which is mandated by the government of India under the Disaster Management Act. And so every day we are opening up more and more. We have shops opening almost all over the state. I can tell you that except for Amritsar and Muksar, markets have opened, standalone shops, etc., which are permitted by the government of India. Factories have started. They are starting more and more. Somewhere it's more in some districts. Of course, we have over 200 containment zones, sealed areas in different districts, which we don't want to, which we are wanting to. We are very strong and very hard on, aggressive on, maintaining total isolation of those sealed areas. We are not encouraging inter-district transport, etc. also. But a lot of opening up has happened. The recent order which the government has issued today, a couple of hours ago, is that earlier the Honorable CM had, from a 4-hour window we had given. Initially, he had proposed like for 4 hours opening of shops. Then it became from 9 to 1 o'clock. And today, from the CM has ordered that shops will remain open from 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock every day. That includes liquor vends and all that. So different districts, of course, are following different regimes, but everyone is pretty much opening up, and you will see, more and more. But of course, it has to be calibrated. It has to be, everything hinges on, our doubling rate and our capacity to keep the spread of the disease under check. That is very, very crucial for us. But Punjab is back on its, on the road to normalization. It is getting normalized fast.
Right, that's great, sir. One last question. Do you think proper enforcement of lockdown is somewhat lacking in some of the cities in Punjab, which has resulted in spike of these cases? And if not, are people cooperating with the police?
I think pretty much we've done I think, very good job. And in fact, everywhere in the country, people are applauding the Punjab government and the police and the administration that they've done a very good job of containing it. We have a recent setback with, our people moving in from outside states, some from affected areas, and unfortunately, we have had a recent spike last 3-4 days, but that's also coming down now, and hopefully things should be under check. And I think we've done a decent job all over. Some districts have been lucky and fortunate where there have been less cases, but then these things happen. This is it can never be like evenly spread like that. But I think all districts, all DCs and SSPs, they've done a terrific job. The doctors, the civil surgeons, the nurses, the paramedic staff, and then they've risen to the challenge of tracking people, tracing people, isolating people, testing people, and a lot of preparedness has happened. And I think with this, we should be able to, open up and yet keep the spread of coronavirus under check.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again, sir, for this insightful talk. And we truly wish Punjab Police all the strength and courage to do what's best for people in the times to come. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Great.
you. Thank you.